Hello again, and welcome to part 4 of the Johnny Blender 2.0 series. In this part, we're going to go ahead and do some more detailing on the face and maybe get started on the ears. So anyways, first thing I'm going to do is save as JB04. Go ahead and save. So anything I do in this segment will be seen only on part 4. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Now, one YouTube viewer had a suggestion that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself. Just go into Edit View, select all the guys on the back side of the head, and hit H. And that's going to hide all those guys. So now when we're looking at the front view, we don't have to worry about accidentally grabbing one of them. So, so let's just kind of take a look at where we're at here. Got some smoothing up we need to do. Let's go ahead and grab let's go into Sculpt mode and go over here. And you're going to see a lot of tools over here. Sculpting is a good way to add a lot of detail. So the first thing I want to do is grab the tool right here. Click on the little down arrow there, or the expansion arrow there, and it'll rotate and expand out. Right now you see draw. Now if I just left that tool up there and just click and dragged, it would basically draw where I'm at. Since we still have low polygons, a low polygon count, there's not a lot of detail there. But anyways, if there was a lot of mesh there, a lot of polygons, it would have created a ridge, just like you see here. And that guy. So this is kind of a preview of what that tool is going to do. And since I don't really want that, I'm going to undo all that. Just Control Z. And I want smooth. Now, it didn't change this view up here. See, there's a preview. There you go. You can double click on there. Just double click on there or bring up this little menu and it kind of show you what options you can use. I want to use the smooth. There it is. You can see that if it was rough and you run the smooth tool over it, it's going to smooth it out. So we'll use that. I need to click and drag up in here. Let's turn the strength of it way down because we're getting too much smoothness out of it. So maybe not quite that far. Let's click and drag over the areas that need some smoothing. These sharp corners here. There we go. Smooth those out. A lot faster than trying to do it by hand. Okay. So that's looking a lot better. Okay. So actually this side is the mirror side. This way it's not changing anything. Sometimes while you're working with the sculpt tools, it'll feel like your buttons are stuck, and then there we go. Just gotta try to click around until it releases it. So anyways, maybe it's designed that way. Maybe it's a bug, I don't know, but you might run into it, so just be aware. Okay, so that's pretty well smooth, I guess. Still got to add some more detail here and there, so that's all the smoothing we'll do for now. Let's go ahead and pop back into edit mode. You can either go right here like I did to edit mode, or just hit tab on your keyboard. They both will take you there. And let's go back to wireframe view, and let's go back in here and start straightening some of this back up since we smoothed it out. Get this. Oops. Gotta watch which keys you hit sometimes. Okay, you can spend hours going back and tweaking little details like this, which if you're trying to make a photorealistic model, that's not entirely a bad idea. But for right now, we'll just kind of get it a base clean up there, and then go back and add some more detail later on. But okay, so we got a pretty good likeness going on there of my photo reference. Let's go ahead and fix it up here at the top of the head. Let's turn on our proportional fall off there, proportional editing. So just go ahead and enable that, and now we'll just increase its influence. Then we don't have to grab all of those vertices. We can just grab one at a time, or a couple at a time. Okay, so that's basically my face. Oh, one thing I'd like to do real quick, is kind of bugging me, is topology is very important. And what topology is the way that your mesh is laid out. You can see all these squares and everything, all those polygons. It's called topology. That's the surface of your model. Now, it's a good idea to have loops like I did with the surgical mask type of thing around your mouth. And it's pretty good for the most part, but as you can see right here, we got a weird square right there, and I don't like that. I want to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is grab my edge select tool there, and I'm going to see if this will work. Control Alt, click on those guys. Nope, it's not what I was wanting. Let's see if I can do it with the, nope. I guess I'll just have to do it manually. So let's hold down Alt and Control. Nope, Alt Shift. Okay, let's back up. Hit A to deselect everything. Hold down Alt and Shift. Click on that line there, and then click on the line here. And do the same thing on these lines until you get two circles selected there. There we go. And now let's get the edge select mode. And we're gonna hold down Control Alt Shift and click on just Control Shift, or excuse me, Alt Shift, and click on those edges again, because what we're going to do is delete all of these edges. We don't want to delete the edges that are bordering it, just those. So once you get all of those edges selected, the ones that are selected now, go ahead and hit delete on your keyboard. We want to delete the edges. So there we go. Now what I want to do is add a couple, or actually just add one loop. I'm going to add one right here, Control R, right there. And that should even up my amount of edges here, so I can sew it back together. So now, the reason I did that is so we don't have any triangles. Triangles are frowned upon very strongly in the 3D world as far as meshes go, because if you're just building like a solid object that's not going to be animated, like a house or something, sure, you can have triangles, but if something's going to have motion to it, an underlying skeleton, if you will, which is what a rig basically is, the triangles can have very strange deformations when you go to animate. And what deformations are is the way it deforms, the way it moves when the skeleton underneath it controls it. So anyways, okay, so we got that separated out. Let's grab our vertex select tool, and let's hold down Shift, select that one, and then that one, and then that one, and that one. So we're selecting 4. Excuse me, since our mirror is turned on, remember, we're selecting the other side at the same time. So now we hit F to create a face there. And we're going to do the same thing on those guys, and then the same thing on these guys. So on and so forth until we've done all the way. Actually, we might need to add one more loop. Let's do that right there. There we go. Just sew everything together. It's going to get kind of complicated right here, but it should work out when we're done. Oops, I missed a spot there, didn't I? Let's undo all those until we get back. There we go. Now then, now it's lining up a lot better. Okay. 4 at a time. Missed one again. There we go. Huh. And I still have an issue right there. Now, a couple of things we can do. We can go back and try to separate them all out again Or let's do this. Let's unhide what we hid before, the back of the head. Let's go into side view and let's grab our face select mode and let's get all of these faces down here on the very bottom of our model, and we're going to delete those. And you can see it kind of straightens out, and you have a nice sharp edge there now. But the reason I did that, go back into edit mode, is because now I want to get rid of basically of this center line right here, and I want it to stop right there. I don't want it to follow all the way around the back of the head again. And if we had the bottom of the mesh right there, that's exactly what it would have done. So what I want to do now is, like I said, basically get rid of this. I want to merge this side, you know, these two sides here that's currently being selected. I want to merge those together to the center, and so that therefore it will take care of that issue right there. So let's turn off the proportional fall off, proportional editing. Just hit O and it'll turn it off. And now grab this vertex and then grab this vertex next and hit Alt M, and we're going to merge the first one to the last one. The first one we clicked was this one, and this is the last one. So if we go Alt M, if we go merge at last, it's going to merge at that last vertex that we selected right there. And you can see now we got triangles there. We don't want triangles, so we just got to keep doing this all the way down the line, like so. Okay, almost there. And boom. So now we have a nice clean topology around our mouth. And I'd like to go ahead and add one more loop right there, just in case we want to add some extra definition to a smile or something later on. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. And let's jump back into edit mode and let's see if we can't fix up some of that detail that we just deleted. Let's go ahead and do like we did and hide the back part of the head. Okay, back to front view. And let's see if we can't clean some of this up. Work on the under the nose area here. Okay. Z back into solid view and tab out of edit mode. You can kind of see the lips starting to take shape there. Zoom in a little bit. Let's fix this up a little some. Bring these out. This one a little bit more. Bring those in until it just starts looking a little bit better. Okay, that's not too bad. Kind of squared off right there. Let's see if I can't fix that some. Get the right vertices selected. There we go. Okay, not too bad. Go ahead and save. Oops. There we go. And let's look at that nose a little bit more. Let's go into edit mode. I think it needs to be a little bit more narrow. And you, like I said, you can spend hours upon hours getting all these little details in until it looks just right. And I encourage you to do that. If you have the time, spend as much time as you need to, because the more time you spend, the better it's going to look. So, anyways, so that's a little bit better. Okay, go ahead and save. And let's work on these eyebrows real quick. Let's go into side view, and let's get that looking a little bit better. Grab this guy, move him down. Kind of get the eyebrow muscles, I guess you would call them, right there. You kind of see a little bit of the highlight there. Okay, let's go into front view. Kind of see how we're doing here. Good. Okay. Zoom back out, or excuse me, tab out of edit mode. Kind of see the forehead and eyebrow area taking shape. Kind of got some sharpness right there again. Let's see if we can't clean some of that up. That's a little bit better. Looks kind of flat though, right there. We can smooth some of that out a little bit. Okay, not too bad. Kind of got some weirdness going on back here since we hid that. When we make edits, it's not being edited at all. So let's see if we can't fix that a little bit real quick. Let's grab this whole top of the head here and W smooth. And that'll kind of give us a nice, better surface than if we just tried to do it manually. Okay. Tab back into solid view, out of edit mode. Eyebrows are looking pretty good. I'm not happy with the eyelids, but we'll work on that a little bit later. Let's add some more loops around the eye right there just to get some more detail in there. There, let's go ahead and add one right here as well. Okay. Another tool that you can use in the sculpting package is called Grab. And if you just double click on here, you can see grab. There it is. You just click on a part of the mesh and move your mouse and it drags it. It grabs that piece and moves it out. So that's what we want to do. Go in here and grab the cheekbone area. Just kind of drag it out. Now, right now, when I click and drag, you can see two little green circles pop up. What I want is just for it to follow what I'm doing. So just go to where it says stroke, and the stroke method says dots. We don't want dots, we want airbrush. So now when I click and drag, it still shows two circles, but it's behaving more like what I want now. So kind of just push and pull until it starts looking the way you want. Another helpful thing you can do when you're trying to sculpt like this is, so you can see kind of the curvature of your model a little easier, go over here where you see the little cube. It says object when you mouse over it. Click on that and scroll down here where you see display and then click on wire. And now you can see kind of the underlying wireframes. Kind of like being in edit mode, but you're in sculpt mode now. So now you can just kind of figure out where these vertices are that you're moving around. Just kind of helps you where you can have a better place to grab when you click on there to click and drag. fill the cheek area out a little bit better. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's pull it out just a little bit here. Side view. Zoom in here. See if we can't grab those guys. There we go. Move that forward some. Okay, so let's go back into edit mode now, and let's try to start getting a little bit more definition around the eyelids here. So let's drag these guys up here, and the closer they are together, the more of a crease there will be. So we'll get this little crease here underneath my eye area there. Let's go ahead and scale them sometimes to be a little faster. Just select two of them, just hit S to scale them down, and it'll bring them closer together. That's back again. Okay. And let's tab out of edit mode, go to solid view. And now we can turn off the wire, and we can see a little bit better. You can see that crease is there now. Might be a little too strong, but we'll touch that up with the smooth tool later on, as we will with the rest of the cheeks, as it's starting to get a little messy in there. But this is really bugging me right here, so let's see if we can't fix that up. Select those, bring them back. Let's go into side view. Just bring these guys forward. That's a little bit better, but it's kind of still... Let's tell you what, let's grab all of these guys here on this corner, even those guys back there. Oops. And let's W smooth a few times. That should get them lined up a little bit better. Just kind of rotate it to where it fits in there a little bit better. You know, one thing that'll also help is if we go ahead and put a sphere there as a placeholder for our eyeball. So just go ahead and click your left mouse button somewhere right there in the middle of that eye socket, and then go to side view and do the same thing over here. And now we're going to shift A, and we're going to add a UV sphere. Now let's tab into edit mode, and let's scale that down to about like so. And then hit R to rotate 90 on your keyboard on the X axis. So what you do is you hit R to rotate 90 for 90 degrees on your numpad, and then X on your keyboard to rotate 90 degrees around the X axis. And then just click out. Go into front view, tab back out of edit mode, and there's your eyeball. You can move it down a little bit more and maybe back some. And now you can kind of have a little bit better reference for your eye socket to model around. So it might look correct in the picture, but if it doesn't fit around a sphere, then it's not a good eye socket, because your eyeball, your natural eyeball, is a sphere shape, and so therefore your natural eyelid would fit around it. And if it doesn't fit around it on your digital version, then it's wrong. So anyways, so just kind of tweak that until it fits around your little sphere there a little bit better, or maybe not a little bit better until it's 100% better. And then you can use the photo that you have in the background as a guide. Okay. So that's starting to look all right. Let's get the tear duct area worked a little bit better. Let's drag that back. Okay, so that's starting to look a little bit better. This crease there is a little bit too sharp. So rather than break out the sculpt tools again, I'm just going to select those guys there and just W smooth just a couple of times just to clean that up some. There we go. And I'm going to save this. And just for symmetry's sake, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this eyeball over to the other side. And the way you duplicate is you hit Shift, you select what you want to duplicate, and then hit Shift D, and then just move your mouse around. You've created a copy. And since we want it to be perfectly even with the current eyeball there on the left side of the face, if we hold down X, or just don't hold it down, just tap X, it'll bring up that pink line that you see. And that means that we're moving that new sphere along the X-axis. So just move it until it lines up with the eyes, the eyelids, and just go ahead and left click out. And there you go. Okay. So I think that's going to do it for this part 4. And stay tuned for part 5. We'll go ahead and probably add a little bit more detail to the face, and maybe we'll jump on the ears. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in part 5.